The epic and unbeatable at Scrabble.
The Nerds with Attitude!
Humble host, Shin the Hero, aka Walt. I am joined by two of our regular members, Animus Prime, JR.
What is up?
And we got Flores Bloom, Noah.
What's up?
And today we will be talking about, well, yeah, it depends on when you're actually listening to this. The Girl Who Left the Time should have been out before this. If I'm smart. But we're going down because of since we watched the Girl Who Left Through Time, we're going down Mamoru Hosoda's film movies. We're gonna review all of his movies, and then we're gonna move on to somebody else, maybe Jim Believe and whatnot. But we're reviewing his fifth film, Wolf Children, also known as Wolf Children, Ame and Yuki in Japanese.
The Weepers.
It came out in 2012, and oh wow, Aoi Miyazaki was in this for Japanese. Anyway, the story follows a mother, best mom. She's the greatest mom ever. But the story follows a young mother who is left to raise two half human, half wolf children, Ame and Yuki, after their werewolf father died.
Tragic death.
It was pretty tragic.
Unexplained though.
My head canon. We'll get to there. We'll get there. But we'll just open up to the floor. Your overall thoughts on the movie. Since like me and Noah, this was me and Noah's first time watching the movie, and we'll get me and Noah's first before we get to JR. He's seen it already. Noah.
Well, I gotta go first.
I can go first.
Okay, go ahead, because I'm still thinking.
All right. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lovely movie. It was. At first, I thought it was a furry bait. That's what I thought.
A little bit.
But it turned out a very wholesome movie. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. When we was going into this, I was like, no, does anything explode? He was like, oh man, I don't think it can explode. I was like, man, so this is touchy-feely? He's like, yeah, man, this looking like one of those you're gonna cry. And I'm not gonna lie, there was parts in there I almost choked up, man. Those parts I almost choked up. But like overall, the movie was really good. I'm not gonna lie. It was really good. It was very interesting to see how Ame and Yuki, how their outlook as they were growing up changed. It was very interesting. It was very interesting to see that. It was nice. It was nice. Like but we'll get onto that about the dad dying randomly like that. I'm assuming it was like a foreshadow when Ame when it was snowing and he attacked that bird and he fell into the water. I'm assuming that's what happened to the dad. But nobody was there to save him, so he just washed up. He basically drowned, but I don't know. It was still a pleasant movie overall. I really enjoyed it. And their mom, best mom. She's the greatest mom in life. She learned so much. Hana, like, she learned so much to raise those kids. She did good. In my opinion. Noah.
Well, this movie was beautifully animated.
It was. Like it. There, like I said, it was 2012. There, like I was saying through the movie, there are parts in the movie where you're like, "This looks like 2012 for real." But overall, like it was very.
It was very.
Like that snow scene.
Oh yeah. When they were just rolling in the snow, having fun. Yeah. It was really dope. It was dope. Every time they transformed, it was dope to see. So it was really sad though. The dad just died. I still think he got jumped by the birds because he was killing the whole flock.
Like the Kukos in Zelda, you mess with one of them, they all just swoop down out of nowhere, just
pretty much. And he got dropped by those birds. So that's what happened to him. He got jumped. And cute, I still think. What's the mom's name?
Hana.
I still think she was a little stalkish in the beginning. Cause she was like, "Oh, look, a person I've never seen before. Let me follow him."
Man, you
I was
never heard of the love at first sight thing, man.
She saw the back of that man's head. I never seen him before. Oh, you didn't tell the school that you was here. You're gonna get in trouble. And next thing you know, boom, relationship.
Man, shout outs to that school just letting random people take class.
He was like, I don't go to school here. I just take notes.
That would never happen in real life. Like, there's a security in that school.
What security, dog? You asking too many questions.
Right.
God only knows how long he was going there without anybody noticing. And then what kind of college takes attendance after class?
Seriously, there are colleges where you can't even get into buildings without like a key card or whatever. Where the fuck is his key card?
The movie was dope. I enjoyed watching the kids grow up and how they went their different ways. Because at first Yuki was the wolf, and you thought she was gonna be more of the wolf. And what's his name?
Yeah. Ame.
Yeah, you think Ame gonna be the human, but it turns out it's the other way around. I enjoyed the movie. It was really good, start to finish. I think Ame's a bitch, but it's cool.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Sorry.
We'll get into that. JR, your thoughts on the movie? Your overall thoughts?
Not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've seen it. Probably should have watched it with you guys, but whatever. But I remember loving the movie, like from start to finish. I like the main character, which is Hana, and how she raised these two kids by herself, and like learning as they're growing up. Because I remember there was a part like one of them was sick, and she was figuring out like,
where do I go?
Where do I go? Do I go to a vet or a vet? Because she was like transformed into a wolf at that point. I'm like, oh shit, that's a good question. But yeah, she learned how to take care of them herself without anybody knowing. Well, almost anybody knowing. Like, goddamn, that kid that was harassing Yuki. I hated that kid.
He wasn't harassing.
I don't.
He kept bothering her when.
Yeah.
Really, she could have just left her alone. She wanted to be left alone. You leave her alone.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it when you're all up in their business. You know.
He was curious though. He was more curious because he was the new kid. He asked if they had a dog because he could smell dog on her or some kind of canine on her. And
another thing, why are you sniffing girls? Sniffing girls for? You
My man had like an intense smelling power. Like, yo,
right?
Like he was on another level with that nose of his. Like, damn, you smell like a dog. I was like,
He did get a little pushy towards that end part when she was basically trying to run away from him. He did get pushy, but I think
at that point you would be okay. Well, she doesn't like me. Okay, fuck it then. But nah, you keep on pushing. But then look what happens. He gets his ears sliced off.
Oh man.
But I'm kind of glad it ended the way it did with those two. Like now he knows why that she was avoiding him, and then they're very close.
Well, at the end of the movie, towards where that way, and we can move into characters if you don't have anything else to say.
Nah.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, he had said he was like, he always knew. He did say he always knew since that day, and he never said.
Yeah, she transformed right in front of him and just clawed his ears off.
And he was like, since that day, he didn't tell anybody, and then he still wouldn't tell nobody.
I mean, that's okay.
I also low-key think the old guy, the old man, the old grumpy man,
is a wolf.
No, I don't think he's a wolf.
or that he knows.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah, I think low-key he knew.
He knew that there's something. I don't think he knew, but he knew it was something different. Like,
yeah,
like reason why
the dogs or the dog, like one of them saw one of the kids,
yeah,
and then
one of the neighbors.
Like, is that a wolf?
No, and he was like, no, that's mixed with a German Shepherd and something else. It ain't I'm right. And then the daughter came back through the back door, and then when she went back out to the front door, as she hit that step, she turned back into a wolf. Almost gave her poor mama a heart attack.
Poor Hana. She needs a break.
Yo, if Hana was a black mom, this whole movie would have been different. At the very beginning. Yo, it would have been totally different. Yuki wouldn't have been as bad. What's the kid I hate? What's his name? I always forget his name.
Ame
would have been such a little bitch and so timid.
We can get into that. Why do you hate Ame?
Cause man, the whole movie he was a bitch, and all his mother did was raise him good. She was always there for him, and now he's just gonna leave her. And listen, my man at the end of the movie, instead of picking her up and taking her home in the storm, he puts her in a parking lot. Nah, I don't rock with him at all. That's why he's a wolf now.
Yeah, he's following his instincts. He knows that he doesn't work well with humans.
I understand.
Yeah, that's why
he works well as an animal than a human.
I know. I understand why he left.
Granted, I think it was more on the lines like he didn't fit in with the other kids like Yuki did. Like Yuki was more excited to go hang and chill with humans versus, you know how he was a mama's boy, for a better lack of term. He was a mama's boy like most of his life, and then when he finally goes to school, he just sat there quiet and everything, because you saw him like get kind of bullied throughout as they were growing up. So I think that instance right there would make him, like, when he got bullied and he figured out like, man, I don't want to be here. That's why he stopped going to school at that point. And then I think at that point, that's when he started to go more on his wild side or wolf side. I don't necessarily think he was a bitch or anything like that.
Bitch.
Was he a little selfish? Yeah.
Yeah,
I do feel because it's like I get the fact that he's half wolf and he wants to go into the wild, but I'm like, man, your mom gave everything for you, sacrificed a lot of stuff for you. You just up and just bounced.
Dog, she learned everything. She moved to she moved to the country. She had to learn how to garden. She had to learn about wolves. She had everything. She was being harassed by the goddamn government about her kids. And all he could do was leave her on the concrete while it was raining.
Good luck.
Omni ain't shit. He can be. I hope he gets caught by the zoo people. And now he's gonna be in cage with the other wolf. Other than that, this was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
Wow. Characters that you like?
I liked everybody else. Everybody else is great, but him.
But him. Yeah, I can kind of understand that.
What about you, JR? Was anybody any favorite characters you can remember?
I know some of the side characters, like the farmer people, but other than that, Hana is by far the best character because of how much she endures and how much she learns and how much she grows as a parent and as a person. Yeah, I just like her character. Like you said, she's the best mom.
She's the best mom.
She's the best mom.
She should get the award for best anime mom. Period. She is like the greatest anime mom.
Yep.
And then she was cool with that man not going to school and following her around, going to where that wolf was and everything. And him going into when he got his sensei for the fox. Like the mom is the best mom ever.
Yeah. She was the best mom, just to be left on the concrete.
She's a very patient mom too.
She had to be.
Yeah.
She had no choice but to be. Ah, man.
Besides characters, like I said, I did like the old man. I told Noah, I was like, that's my dream. That's what life goal right there. Try to be that old man.
Gonna yell at kids on your lawn.
The whole time though, I thought it was gonna be like a subplot with him, and he was going to like befriend one of the kids. And the whole time, me and Noah was like, "Man, yeah, he's a wolf. That man's a wolf too. He's secretly a wolf, and he's gonna teach the kid, the son anyway, some things about being a wolf." Nope. Turns out he just an old grumpy old man with a soft heart. He runs the town, and he was like, "Y'all make sure y'all take care of that woman and her kids."
I know, right? Everybody was cool with that. Like, I was like, man, I got bills to pay. I don't got time for her.
It was a small town, though. It was a farming town, too.
That was like a good community moment.
Yeah.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, this movie just is wholesome all around. It's a feel good movie. Right. Except for when the dad died, and then they tried to throw red flags out when Hana went out to go find Yumi. Yame, when they went to go find him, and when she went out in the storm and everything, I low key thought she was about to die.
Me too. I thought she was gonna die too. I was with you on that. I really thought she was dead.
Had so many red flags up. I was like, oh no, not like this. Besides Yame, any other characters you did not like?
No, I was cool with everybody else.
For a bit, the kid who was like I wouldn't say harass, but harass is like a good word. Harassing Yuki.
Yeah, Sohei.
Yeah, that kid.
Yeah, he
I
just
think he just basically kind of, it was like the reverse with Hana. I think when he saw her, he basically instantly developed a crush on her because he was just being a kid. It was just he was still being a kid because if he didn't have any kind of like feelings towards her or anything like that, I think you're right. He wouldn't. He's just like, well, she just don't like me. Then I would have left it alone. But I think he developed the crush on her and everything. But because he said what he said, it made her second think everything now. And she's like, well, this guy's bad news. He knows now. He knows. And she panicked. So that was one of those things. But I believe what happened to Hannah, how she just fell in love with their dad, which we don't even get a name for.
He didn't have a name?
No. Even in the credits.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, even in the credits, they call him the Wolfman.
Oh, well, he didn't. Okay, then. Well, yeah.
He was just there to give her some children and then just dips out.
We just need him for emotional support. We need a character to die in this movie, and that was him.
Basically.
Any favorite moments that stuck out or anything like that?
Yeah, the snow scene when they was just running, and then they was transforming, then they was going down the hill and stuff. Yeah, that scene was dope. The fight scene between the two kids. When
they went into wolf mode.
Yeah, when they finally butt heads about what they're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I felt bad for Hana because she couldn't. There was no real way she could have stopped that. Like normally,
like what would you do? Normally, you would be afraid that you'd be bitten yourself if you go up between like two wolves.
Man, all I'm saying is, if that was a black mom, that shit wouldn't even happen in the first place. She would have all they would have heard was stop, and they would have just stopped. The fear of the belt was coming. She didn't whoop those kids. That was the problem.
I mean, I guess that is a thing. She didn't whoop the kids. She did. If she disciplined them a little bit more, maybe they wouldn't have turned out.
Yuki wouldn't have been just a bad. When she showed herself in front of those people, and then she went around the house back as a human, just to transform in front of them again. I was like, who this bitch think she is? Who did she thought she was? I would have died that day. I wouldn't die because I knew better not to do that. I knew I would never do that. But not her. Yuki did that. Wonder why? Because she didn't get no whoopings. She felt unstoppable. She could do what she want. And this is why you discipline your kids, folks. And knowing that's the battle.
When they were growing up, it was basically she was having she had a pet. She was dealing with two puppies.
Yeah.
Just bop them in the nose.
I understand. She should have put him in a cage or something.
Oh my god, that would have been so wrong.
It would have been so wrong. They're still like half human. Oh my god.
Listen, I understand that, but they're still kids, and kids need discipline. That's when we get the almighty belt.
To a wolf child, though, man.
Hey, children. She birthed them. She can do what she wants. She want to punish her kids.
You run the risk of being mauled by them.
Listen, all I'm saying is, you gotta discipline these kids. These kids are out of control.
I mean, there are moments that I like besides the snow, because that was very beautifully animated. That snow scene when it first snowed, they jumped out there in the snow, and then it was all having fun playing in the snow and everything. That was a wholesome scene right there. But other scenes that stuck out to me is whenever Yuki would want to do something, and you get that close up on her, and she be running around the house or running around the apartment, transforming back and forth, looking up at her mom. I was like, man, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with you on
everything moments like that just made my heart warm. It was nice. It was a pleasant time. Times though when it like there was 2 times when they tricked me. It was when Ame jumped in there. Well, when he slipped into the water and was about to drown. That right there, that I was like, oh wow, the brother dies. No wonder the sister is the only one narrating this entire time. The brother dies. Oh no, not like this. This would crush Hannah. But he was so happy that he caught that kingfisher.
Yeah.
He was so happy about that. He didn't even realize he even fell in and everything. But I was almost convinced too, like when the person jumped in to save him, I thought it was gonna be the old man. Old grandpa.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was gonna be. But it was the sister.
Oh man.
But yeah, other than that, like it was a good movie. It was just really good.
Yeah, it was just overall good. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
It did feel long at points because
It
it did feel
did.
like we was watching this for like 3 hours, and the runtime was only 117 minutes.
It felt longer than 117 minutes.
Yeah, it felt super long. It did.
Yeah, it felt.
But for his 5th movie, and also for this movie be coming out in 2012, it holds up, man. It holds up very well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's the? I don't want to botch his name. Dang, I don't want to botch his name.
Mamoru Hosoda.
Mamoru Hosoda. Yeah, he 2 for 2 for me in his animated movies. The 5 he did. How many he done? Besides the Digimon and One Piece, I'm gonna watch the other.
He did co-write this one though, but like, but he film wise, he did 1, 2, 3. He did 7, and there's an 8th one
coming.
That's coming. The latest one he did was back in 2018, and that
that's
was
the mirror one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the one that was nominated for the Oscar.
Yeah.
I'm excited though to watch his other ones. I'm excited to watch Mirror, The Boy and the Beast, and Summer Wars. I haven't seen none of those.
And then, well, we gotta watch the Digimon movie again, though.
Oh yeah, we'll watch the Digimon movie.
We gotta watch the Digimon movie.
I guess then we might as well watch the One Piece movie.
Yeah, we're going down his whole film history, man. We gotta watch the One Piece movie and the Digimon movie, man.
All right, I'm with it, man. I'm excited to watch I haven't seen the Digimon movie in years. It's been a long time.
The last time I saw it was the bridge thing that Team 4-Star did for that April Fool's.
Was that the one?
Yeah, one of the April Fool's years they did.
I know the April Fool's thing, but was that the movie?
Yeah, that was the movie. Yeah, that was Digimon. It was at least the first part. Because the first part, the Digimon movie is cut into 2 parts. The first part is our war game, which is that first part. That second part is with Digimon Adventures 02 when Davis and them show up. That was another movie initially, but English, we did the US, they put both of those movies into one and made it one big thing. Because when the Digimon movie first came out, 02, the Adventure 02 was out with Davis and the gang. That was already out and being aired. So they took both of those movies and put them and smashed them together. That's why it kind of doesn't make sense sometimes.
I'm not really a Digimon dude.
Yeah, I'm not a Digimon dude either, but I'm excited to watch it. Let me see.
I would like to watch Summer Wars again, because I remember watching that a long time ago, and I was like, this looks amazing, but I have no idea what the hell's going on.
I never even seen Summer Wars.
Yeah, Summer Wars is basically Digimon, the movie, but better. In my
It kind of had that feel to it.
Yeah, it's basically Digimon the movie, but better, and it's more family oriented than the Digimon movie was. But tangents aside, I don't know what else we could even say about this movie besides it's just beautiful. You have Do you have any closing thoughts or anything like that on With Children?
It was a beautiful movie. It was an all-around great movie.
I have some. Would you put this up in like top 10 best animated movies?
Yes,
You would?
I would.
Why?
Because of the animation, because of the story. It's very wholesome, lighthearted. You can watch it with your friends and family. Just have a really good time with it.
Noah, would you feel the same way?
My first thought was,
Would you put it in? No, not in the top 10.
Even I enjoyed Wolf Children a lot, but if I had to compare it to the other movie I saw by him, The Girl Who Left Through Time, I think The Girl Who Left Through Time is better. But I don't know. Put Wolf Children in the top 10? I don't know.
I still need to see Girl Who Left Through Time. I still haven't gotten around to see it.
Wolf Children was great, but
Well, a little bit more on Wolf Children. It did make $55 million at the box office when it did air. And then, additional to the film, there's 2 novelizations and a manga written by Hosoda, with art by you. And I don't know if they retell the story or anything like that, but they're more like tie-ins, if anything, to the film. Kind of tell you, I don't know if it tells you what happened afterwards, but it kind of fills in the gaps while they were growing up, when we got that time skip throughout the grades and everything.
Okay.
But this is interesting. Wolf Children was the second highest grossing film in Japan on its debut weekend of July 21st through the 22nd of 2012. It beat Pixar's Brave. Brave came out that day.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Brave is terrible. Oh god. Whew,
I wouldn't say terrible. It's just the weaker of the Pixar movies.
And the film also surpassed his previous works, such as Summer Wars, which had grossed around like 1.6 billion yen during its weekend.
Yeah, okay.
And in total, overall, like it grossed 4.2 billion yen and became the 5th grossing movie in Japan in 2012.
It didn't beat The Girl Who Left Through Time.
No. It did not. And like critics wise, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like a 94 at the moment since the last time. Yeah, though a lot of people, there are some of those fans, they was like comparing it to Call of the Wild, and they criticize it for it's a well-worn stereotypical rails. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say all that.
The Call of the Wild.
Yeah, they kind of compared it to Call of the Wild. You know, that very old.
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm trying to remember the story of Call of the Wild.
It's centered around a dog. Call of the Wild was. It was like, I think part wolf anyway.
Oh, what? Listen.
I think they harken back to Ame part.
Wait, was this a live action movie?
Call of Wild was, yes.
Okay.
It also, Wolf Children won some awards. It did win in 2013. It won Japan's Academy Prize. It won Japan's Oscars anyway for Best Animation for that year. And in 2012, it won another award in Machi. And then in 2013, it won Animation of the Year award at TIFF. Oh wow, it won the animated award at TIFF. Oh, that's neat.
What the hell is TIFF?
It's a very, very important film festival, basically.
I ain't never heard of TIFF in my life.
Is it only over there?
Yeah, this one is for Tokyo International Anime Fair or Animation Fair.
No.
It's not the art TIFF anyway. But I figured they would have won something. It also won in 2014. It won Best Anime Disc Award from Medium Home Magazine. And who reads magazines anymore? You know?
I'm pretty sure there's some people.
Really?
I can't. Listen, I can't name one. I don't know.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else to say about Wolf Children, which is again, I'm sorry if anybody listens to this. Like we're like, I wish you would get more deeper. There's not too much to say. It's a story about a mom raising her two kids, basically.
Yeah, like there's no.
It's very straightforward. When
yeah, it's very straightforward. It's a great watch.
If these two kids got magical powers, that's basically what. that's
never explained the whole existence of werewolves in that story. Anyway,
they do loosely. She says the father was from a clan that could be able to transform into wolves or whatnot.
Yeah,
is he the last of his kind?
Yeah, and he was and he was the last of his kind.
Yeah, only he knew the history. Then he died.
Yeah,
and then he died. Yeah.
But I mean, his lineage is still out there. I mean, Yuki, I'm pretty sure is gonna probably marry old buddy later down the road. And and I mean, probably gonna have real. Yeah, he probably gonna have real wolf kids. So.
That must be confusing. That's gonna be confusing for the kids.
No, they're just gonna live out in the middle of nowhere like the mom did. Call it a day.
All right, let's go on rankings. Out of 5 pals, what would you give this?
I would have to give it. I'll give it a 4.
4 out of 5 howls?
Yeah, only because I feel like the movie was. I feel like it was longer than it was.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. That's just me picking.
Yeah, the very few nitpicks you could have in
that's
there.
it.
Because I do agree, it did run a little bit longer than it needed to be.
Because you said it was how long? It was only what, an hour and 20 minutes? No,
I think it was 117 minutes long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but other than that, like that's just me picking. Like I didn't really mind. It just felt like I was watching it for a long time. It was an hour and 57 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, almost about 2 hours.
Yeah. It felt a lot longer because I swear when we started watching it, the sun was still in the sky. It was kind of shining. Then I looked over, it was all dark. Other than that, I give it a 4. No, I'm gonna give it a 5. I changed my mind.
5?
Yeah, I give it a 5. I enjoyed it.
JR?
Yep.
You give it a 5?
I would give it. That's 4 house.
Oh.
Yeah, your house was terrible. I didn't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm in present company, so I'm just trying not to look like a total crazy person right now.
Too late.
And I'd probably have to agree. It's not quite a full-on 5 for me, a perfect movie. It was a very wholesome movie. There was parts that tugged on my heartstrings and whatnot, but like that, it did run a little bit long. There were times where I'm like, man, whoop this kid.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Wolf Daddy, and then just
the whole movie too.
He dies.
The whole time too, I was like, man, I hope the dad comes back as like a wolf spirit thing or something.
And he does for the mom, but not for the kids.
My theory for that, I honestly think she died at that point. I honestly think because she was, because you remember she kind of had a dream for something like that, and he was far away and she couldn't hear him. And the daughter said, she has said she think her dad was like, you'll be fine or something to that effect. I think when she started talking to him and he replied back and they were hugging and everything, and he was like, I missed you, and she was like, she missed you too.
She was like close to death's door or something.
Yeah, I think she either was dead or was on that cuff or was about to die, but then it hit her. She was looking for her son, and the moment she pulled back from him, that's when she came back to life, quote unquote. At least in my head, I think she died. She legitimately was either at death's door or she died at that point.
I can see that. I would have liked if the dad would see the kids, though.
I mean, I
could see the dad.
I personally hate it when anime normally kills off one of the kids' parents. I mean, cartoons do it in general, like that too. But like, we could have seen the kids grow up, because it could have been a whole different movie if the dad grew up with, well, not the dad, but the son grew up with the dad, and the dad was showing him how to be a hunter and whatnot. Then again, I don't think the dad was like that tough type. He seemed like soft spoken to himself and kept to himself and everything too. But it would have been interesting to see if the dad was there too, raising the kids. But that's a what if. But yeah, I would have given mine a 4. I give it a 4.
Just a 4?
Yeah, I give it 4 house out of 5.
Oh man,
it's not quite a 3, because that 3 is like average.
No, it's nowhere near average.
Yeah, it's not nowhere near average. A 4 for me is, this will be a movie that I probably revisit from time to time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you guys recommend this movie?
Yes.
Not at first. I don't
Really?
think this would be like a movie I recommend.
Let me have a better question. If someone was a beginner and they wanted to get into anime movies,
no, this was not.
You wouldn't recommend
Really?
them this?
Not at first, no.
Just one story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this would be a movie to bring somebody into the world of animation or anime.
Or do you think? Well, another question. I'll get to the why you think like that. For Mamoru Hosoda, do you think this is? I don't know how many you've seen, but do you think this is the best film out of the film so far that you've seen?
No. I think Girl Left Two Time was better.
Why do you feel like you don't think you could recommend or send someone who was just getting into anime to watch. Let them watch this.
Because I can. If somebody told me they think the movie was boring, I wouldn't argue with them. Because I can see why they'd say the movie was boring. That's why I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
I would recommend like it's hard to. If somebody told me I think this movie was boring, like, well, if you told me I didn't really like it, I thought it was kind of boring at some points, I would understand that completely.
Yeah, that's understandable because the whole movie is basically like almost like a slice of life type.
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't recommend it at first. I would not at all. I would recommend Girl Who Left Through Time before I would recommend this one to a beginner trying to get into animation.
Like if it's something that you would just want to relax and just enjoy, then yeah, I would recommend it to somebody.
What about a seasoned anime watcher? Would you recommend the movie if they never seen or heard the movie? Would you recommend it then?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
All right. This was a good wholesome talk, just like the movie was wholesome. That's like the perfect word to wrap to describe this movie. Wholesome. And best mom.
Yep.
Best mom of all time.
Best anime mom of all time.
Okay, yeah.
Best. I would say best out of all the years of anime I've watched. I would even argue animation in general that I watch. She is best mom.
Alright. Best mom.
Okay.
All right. Well, down below in the comments, I know we'll say this in the intro, but down in the comments, tell us how you felt about Wolf Children, if you've seen it, if you plan on seeing it, if this review / discussion talk thing convince you to go see it, to watch it. Tell us how you feel down in below in the comments. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.